Hi everybody.
Hello.
I've got a companion today. This is my mate Dan, and he's come to be my cameraman. So yeah.
Yep. We'll see how that goes.
Today we're going to be doing something that again I've never done before. I've recently got into having a go at making a bow, but obviously you need a string for a bow. And
Bow's a bit of a touchy subject.
Oh yeah, after the last video. But you know, it's all part of the learning process. So today we're going to have a go at making some, or preparing some willow bark, and trying to make some cordage out of the natural material. So I'm going to pass this over to Dan, cameraman Dan. See how we get on. Right, so here I've got a willow tree that I felled recently. Hopefully it's going to be okay for the job. It's been down a few weeks. I felled it out of there because it was leaning into the field too much, shading it out because I have a hay cut here and it's obviously it doesn't dry well. Anyway, enough waffling. I've made a start on this, so what I've done is I've cut into the bark on the willow, and I probably need to go a bit deeper to be fair, so I've only put a score in there, and I've gone all the way along to about there. So if I can peel the bark off, at least some of it, I should hopefully have some nice long strips. So yeah, I think what I'm going to try and do is peel it off. What I've seen is if I make a little wooden chisel, I'll quickly whittle one. I've got a piece of this each. Got a chisel, hopefully that'll help me peel the bark off. Okay. Okay, so I've made a start. It's coming off, but it's also breaking. I don't know if this is too thick a bit of a willow, maybe I need smaller bits, or maybe there wasn't enough sap rising. I know when the tree's dormant and there's not much sap in there, it's pretty tight on the wood. When there's a lot of sap rising up, the bark peels off a lot easier. Now I can see the fibres underneath, but like I say, it's I'm not really getting it off very successfully. Some of the fibres seem to be sticking to the actual wood. I need nice long lengths really, but it's breaking like that. I mean, I could do it in thin strips maybe. Maybe I need more patience. I think with a lot of these traditional crafts and skills, that's one of the key things is being patient. As I'm trying to lift it, it's breaking there, so it's kind of working. There's a lot of prep work that goes into a lot of these crafts. So yeah, we'll crack on and see how much we can get off. Right, I'm going to have a go peeling it off. I think I'd be better off starting with something a bit greener, maybe something a bit smaller so the bark's a bit thinner. It's quite thick so it's breaking. You can see the fibres there though, so I'll have a go peeling this off. It's just an experiment at this stage. Let's see if I can get some decent fibres off it. So I'm just gonna, like I say, a lot of the fibres maybe are staying on the wood rather than on the bark. We might be lucky, we might be able to get something. See, it's breaking there. Let's just peel that off. Okay, so here's a bit of bark. Next thing to do is try and scrape some fibres off. Start it with the knife, see what happens. Yeah, I really don't know what I'm doing. What I'm doing here. I can just get it to lift. I think I'm doing this the right way around because the next stage will be boiling the fibres. It's not working, Dan.
Oh no.
It's not working, Dan. No, I don't think we've got a video here. Epic fail. So it should just peel off. It's not. So right, so decided that's not going to work. It's a bit too thick, the bark's not coming off very easy, can't seem to get the fibres off, but I do have a smaller piece of willow here. This is a small limb, and I did just start off by just peeling off a strip. Now I've got this piece of bark. This is what's supposed to happen. This is the sort of the inner layer on the bark. This is the stuff that we want. Now, see there's little bits lifting there, sticking to the wood. Now look at that, we're getting, if this piece of bark was a nice long piece of bark, we'd be getting nice long lengths of fibre here, which is what we want. So the idea is gather a load of this, and then from what I understand would be to then boil it. This will help soften it up, and then we'll split it into fibres. You can see how fibrous this is, even at this stage. Once it's boiled, it will become a bit more supple and easier to work. Strip it down into fibres, and then we'll start twisting it into cordage, and then we'll have a length of string for whatever purpose we want. What I want it for is to have a go at making a bowstring. Now these are pretty short. I could do longer fibres, although on the cordage making process you twist it and you add bits in so that you can keep adding stuff so you can get the length of the string or cordage that you like. So there we go, this is the first stage. I think what I'm going to do is have a go at stripping some more off this small piece of willow here. Seems a bit easier to manage and easier to work with. See how we get on, eh? Okay, I've cut a short section of this willow because this bit's nice and straight, there's hardly any knots. So I'm going to do the same process as what I attempted to do on the big bit. We'll see how it pans out. Okay, the bark doesn't seem to be coming off very well, although it's a lot better than the big bit. If you saw in the time lapse then, I've just peeled this bit off the bark. I think this is what I want. It's quite fibrous. Like I say, if I boil this next, maybe we should just, this is an experimental video, first attempt and all that. I think we'll take this, boil it for some time, half an hour maybe, and see if we can make that into a piece of cordage. Right, so next stage is to get a fire going so we can put the inner bark into a pan of water and boil it. Now, you've probably seen on lots of other bushcraft type videos, there's different ways of starting a fire. My preferred method is a method that's been used for quite a while. It's usually 99% effective. You get one of these, it's called a cigarette lighter. It's a good bit of kit. Press the button and a flame appears there, and then you can just put that down to the tinder and it should light. Hopefully one of my future videos will be having to go at using a stick or some wood to light a fire, but for now I'm going to use the tried and tested method of using a cigarette lighter. Okay, so we've got a little bit of bark in the pan on some heat. Just going to give it a bit of time, half an hour or so. I'll try and get it boiling. We'll have to keep putting bits of wood on the fire to get it hot enough, and we'll show you what's happened when it's boiled. So our water's bubbling away nicely. All that scum in the top is residues of the pine pitch I attempted to make. Ooh, it's bubbling away. Now, when I attempted to make the pine pitch, I made a rookie error, which was heating it up too much. This means that when it sets, it doesn't, well, it goes brittle, and then it's not much use, to be honest. I have actually got a lump of the result here. I mean, it's gone solid, but it's just far too brittle. Now, this is still useful. I can put a flame to this, and then that'll start a flame. So this in itself will be quite good for fire starting. There we go. The bark's in there bubbling away nicely. There we go. Not sure if having the pine pitch residue in there is going to contribute very well, but there we go. Okay, so it's been boiling in this water for quite a while. Here's the tiny bit of inner bark that we've boiled away. I think we'll let that cool down and then see if we can do something with it. Okay, moment of truth time really. I'm going to start trying to split this down. Seems quite woody, this bit. Wonder if I've taken too much off. Reasonably long fibres. That's probably about the kind of thickness I want to go for, maybe. Wide there, but right, I'll carry on splitting it until I've got some strands, and then see if we can make a bit of cordage. Okay, so I've split it down best I can. Got lots of short lengths here, some of them quite wide. I don't know how effective this is going to be, but like most of my videos, as I've already explained, this is a first attempt. So you know, this video is for other beginners like me And the moral of the story, again, as I've said in the previous video, is just having a go. So I'm going to have a go. Right, so I'll start with one piece. Let's see if this works. Hopefully it won't just snap on me like my bow. So we're going to fold it so one piece is longer than the other, and we're going to twist it. I'm not sure if really I should be letting this dry and then dampening it slightly, but we'll give it a go with it like this. You can see some moisture coming out. So I'm just twisting opposite like that, and what we end up with is a little eye will appear. You can see that. Might be difficult to focus on that, but so once we've got that twist, I'm going to hold that twist in my right hand. Now this is the bit where I'm hoping I'm going to get it right. So hold on. Let's twist away. So twist away and then bring it back over the top to me. Then get the next one, twist away. I've never done this, well, attempted it before. And then I'm just going to move my fingers across and hold the bit I've just twisted. Twist away from myself, over the top towards me. Next bit, twist over the top towards me. Twist away, back over towards me. Twist away, back over towards me. And I'll keep moving this hand down to hold the twist, the previous twist. If I've got a look of concentration on my face, it's because I'm concentrating. If the camera works dodgy, you can blame Dan.
Hey.
Hey, quiet you. I didn't say you could talk in my videos.
Whoops.
Shh. I can imagine back in the olden days when they were making fibres, or cordage rather, they'd been doing this all evening. Now you'll notice now I'm running out of length on this short section. So what we do at this point is get another piece and twist them together like that. This is the reason why you have one side longer than the other, because then you stagger the joins, if you know what I mean. Right, I'm always ready to show you what I've done so far. So twist away on the top piece, over the top, twist away, bring it back towards me over the top. I can imagine once you've done this well, you get quite quick at this. Now this is in a bark fibre. You can also use nettle fibres at the right time of year. You can use bramble fibres. I'm not sure if the techniques are different on how to prepare these things, but no doubt I'll be having a go at some point. You've got to imagine when the people who first discovered how to make cordage, it would have been absolutely fantastic development in the development of humans. This bit's getting quite thin, so I'm going to add another piece in there. It's quite thin as well. Twist the two bits together. Right, so there we have it. A bit of cordage. Look at that. A little bit sticking out there, but I could always trim it up after. So I've done, what's that, about 10 inches?
You wish.
4 inches. The cordage, I mean. There we go. So I can imagine once I've tied all these bits in, I'd probably have enough for a short bowstring. The proof's in the pudding whether it's strong enough. It's making my hand ache already. Cramping my thumb. That's why I'm no good on the guitar. Cramping my hands. Three hours later, might have some length. Okay, so I've been twisting for about half an hour. Here's where I started, and I've made 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, 3.5 foot of cordage there. I'm quite pleased with that. It's my first attempt at making a bit of string. Seems to be staying together. It gets a bit thin in places where I probably could have done with adding another bit of fibre in, such as here. I don't think it'll be strong enough for a bowstring. It's not long enough for a proper bow, but I'm tempted. Shall I do the pull test, see if it snaps? I'm going to try not to be too heavy-handed because
No.
I feel it's got a bit of stretch in it, but I'm giving it. I'm not going to yank it, but I'm putting it reasonably tight. I'm not going to break it, but if I get a small bit, I can't break that. Seriously, I can't break that. That's quite tough. I mean, I think where it's a bit thinner, I don't want to risk it here. That's quite tough. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. That's really good. That's cool. So yeah, I could lash things together. I could perhaps make it thin a bit, make a fishing line. So yeah, anyway, that's my first attempt, warts and all, of making a piece of cordage out of the inner piece of bark from a willow tree. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you feel like it. We do all sorts of things for the first time as well, so if you're a beginner in sort of bushcrafty stuff, you might want to watch these videos. And a shout out to my main man Dan, the cameraman, for coming along today. Thank you very much. And
No worries.
nice one. Cheers everybody. See you on the next one. Peace and love.